So here's an interesting question. Do you think fillers in anime are a bad thing? I mostly think it's a neutral thing. You know, a necessity for an ongoing show to continue being ongoing and not just stop in the middle of an arc and wait for a year or two. Though I suppose you can also do just that with how second seasons to various shows come out. But many people see fillers and use the word filler to describe something that was either unnecessary to the overall story or adds nothing to it, which is then viewed as something bad. Well, I can't see that how can one come to such a conclusion, Naruto comes to mind, as in many such cases, what matters is the execution of it. Compare Naruto's fillers to Bleach, for example. People won't even remember the fucking Ombas, but the Bound arc, on the other hand, makes more canonical sense than the fucking Fullbringers ever did. Where was I? Ah, that's right. High Card is a 12-episode anime that is a part of a multimedia franchise with materials ranging from the usual mangas to fucking drama CDs. Jesus, tap dancing Christ, that's probably not fucking thing to the Western listener out there. Ah yes, you know this show or comic books that you like? Well, it also has a supplementary radio drama. It's like the podcast you gammons like to listen to, but scripted and acted out like a theater play. I'm telling you this all not only for trivia's sake, but because this anime sure does feel like a filler to a larger story you'll most likely never experience. So, in an island kingdom of Forland, which is clearly based on a typical deck of cards, there was a magical deck of cards. Shocking, I know, each of which granting superpowers to people. The superpowers range from infinite luck and immortality to a gun. Our hero is a common orphan pickpocket named Finn Oldman that has one of these cards. One day he decides to test his luck in a casino. His luck turns so rotten that he encounters card wielders called players and then gets browbeaten to become a part of the High Card Agency, whose job is to get back all of the cards and return them to the King of Forland. They do this while also selling Porsche cars, only here they're called Pinochle due to copyright reasons. And that's pretty much it about the story. Now, let me tell you about the story structure, because I sure do feel like it wasted my fucking time. The first 2 episodes are introductory, then about 5 episodes are dedicated to introducing characters and then forgetting they exist up until the last episode, and then the rest of the anime is dedicated to Finn and the person people will ship him the most, doing the stuff that will facilitate the aforementioned shipping. Once again, we're encountering the problem all of animes like this have, that the show feels like an OVA stretched to 12 episodes instead of a coherent show. I wish they'd take some sort of lessons from Demon Slayer and simply adapt a single solitary arc. If they just can't be fucked that much to make a coherent story, at the very least that way it would have been more structured. Here it feels like they've made the show for an already pre-existing audience. It expects me to care about these characters when none but the 2 of those are even explained properly, and the mechanics of this world that are just barely explained in the first place. It says a lot about your show when I've accidentally skipped the episode where the leader of this team was introduced and haven't spotted anything weird or different about it up until I've rewatched again and was surprised to find an episode I don't remember. And don't get me started on the whole cards thing. I get that it mimics poker mechanics, but for example, I don't fucking play poker. The lack of hands kind of prevent me from doing that. Showing in one episode that you can combine 2 card powers into one, and then trying to convince me that combining 4 cards of the same value allows you to pretty much resurrect the dead feels like a bit of a stretch. But yes, the graphics of the show aren't that bad, the music is forgettable, it's an average anime, all things considered. The biggest fault it has is that it's clearly designed to be part of something much larger, and since I have shit to do, I'll never experience it, leaving the anime as this weird half-told story that is more incoherent and it's interesting, and if I want that, I don't need an anime. I can just go to a park and eavesdrop on people's conversations. And fucking...